All right, folks. Thanks for checking out the video. I want to talk today about New York City Mayor Eric Adams asking the state of New York for $4.6 billion dollars to cover the cost of the so called migrant crisis after promising $1,000 credit cards to be used in bodegas. So, a report here from the UK Daily Mail says Mayor Eric Adams has said the cost of the migrant crisis in New York City is an eye-watering $4.6 billion dollars as he begs the state for more money. New York State Governor Cathy Hochul pledged to commit $2.4 billion dollars to the crisis last month, which is more than double last year's proposal. But Adams claims this still isn't enough to cover the cost of caring for tens of thousands of people who continue pouring into the Big Apple sanctuary city. We're the economic engine of the state, Mr. Adams told lawmakers at the state capitol in Albany on Tuesday. And we've always been here for the state. We need the state now to be here for us in the city. You see some pictures here of the so-called migrants. It says it comes after Adams launched a new $53 billion program, which involves giving migrants up to $1,000 per month on debit cards, ring fence for spending on food and baby supplies. Okay. Now that program is on the honor system. They have no way of making sure that these people spend the money on those things. He initially estimated the scheme would save the city $600,000 a month or $7.2 million annually, but reduced this to a $6.7 million annual savings days later. Now, you know what would really save the city money? If these people weren't even there to begin with. The pilot program is being rolled out at the Roosevelt Hotel in Manhattan with 500 families involved. The amount on each card will depend on their individual circumstances. Well, who determines that? It is unclear how city officials will check if cards are being abused and whether the scheme will worsen the crisis by encouraging other migrants to head to the Big Apple in the hopes of receiving free money. Well, gee, you think? Scheme prompted furious criticism from detractors like Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who blasted it as insanity. Maybe the most reprehensible thing that I've seen take place over the past 48 hours, Abbott said. What's going on in New York is outrageous, and Americans across the entire country are angry, not just about what's going on in New York, but the underlying cause for it, which is Joe Biden's open border policies, he told Fox Business. Abbott's office claimed that since August of 2022, Texas has sent around 37,600 migrants to New York City, more than any other city. It's among the more than 150,000 that have arrived in city from all points under the Biden administration. So all this talk about Texas sending these migrants to New York, it's only 37,000 people. I mean, there's millions and millions of people illegally in the country. Okay, so this is a drop in the bucket with New York City's faced with. And they call themselves a sanctuary city, and they say that they can't handle it. But yet all these small towns along the border and in Texas and Arizona and New Mexico are just supposed to deal with it, right? They don't have the resources that New York City has. You see the esteemed Mayor Eric Adams here, right? Adams defended the debit card scheme during the state legislature in Albany last week on what's known as Tin Cup Day, where mayors make funding requests. We are going to save money on delivery. We're going to save money on people wasting food. And this is a pilot project we're going to use that is going to save us $6.7 million a year. So he's talking about billions of dollars and then saying, oh, well, we're going to save $600,000 here. Like it matters, okay? And only a politician could claim that spending money is actually saving money, okay? In the real world, that doesn't make any sense. He goes on to say the Democrat mayor also wanted to counter what he called misinformation about the program. We're not giving people American Express cards, Adams said. We found that the food delivery service that we set up during the emergency, we could find a better way to do it in our belief that we want to cut 20% of the margin costs or migrant costs. So we have a pilot program with 500 people that we are giving them food cards. So instead of a debit card, instead of having to deliver food and have people eat food we were seeing wasting food, they're now able to get their own food that is going to be spent $12 a day, Adams added. So I thought this was interesting here. And it's really something that makes you think that, well, they just have billions of dollars in their budget to take care of these people. I mean, it makes no sense, because none of these people, not the mayor, not the governor, nobody, at least in these big blue cities and states, are even throwing out the possibility of maybe we need to start turning people away, sending people back. We cannot continue to allow people to just come in here on a never-ending flow, because you don't just have this isn't just people coming in from Mexico. They're coming through Mexico, but these are people coming from all over the world. The whole world would want to come here. There's billions of people, if they could, would want to come here, and right now there's nothing stopping them from doing so. So of course this all starts at the top. Of course it's Joe Biden, it's his administration. The so-called border czar, Kamala Harris. Okay, so I don't see this situation getting better anytime soon. I mean, the only chance we have, and this isn't even guaranteed to work, is to get Donald Trump back in the White House, and for the people in some of these cities to actually have the capacity to elect people into these offices that aren't just going to sit there and just bring all these people in. But I'm not going to hold my breath, at least in places like New York, Chicago, LA, Baltimore, so on and so forth. So anyways, this saga is continuing, and it's not slowing down. It's not slowing down. So let me know what you all think. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.